Hi there, Shutterbugs. Today we are going over a new tips and tricks video of the benefits of archiving and organizing. Let's get started. So what a lot of people don't tend to think about, especially if you're not super computer savvy, is saving your images. We take tons of photos on not just like our cameras, but on our phones as well. And you got to think, what do I do with all these pictures? Do I save them? Do I delete them? Where do I store them? What are the pros and cons of the way that I store them? A lot of people I've come to meet just store them on their computer desktop in a folder just labeled photos, or it's connected to their photos application that they have on their computer, or if you have an iPhone or an Android, it's in that photos app. And that's it. But everything has a storage limit, especially when it comes to your computer. So if you're just storing it directly on your computer, that can cause things to slow down. It can cause things to get really buggy, really glitchy. And you might think, oh, I might have a virus, or maybe my computer's just getting old. It's bogging down. But really, maybe it's just that you have too many files. And then, there's some people that just keep them stored on SD cards. Like once you've used it, you put it away, and that is forever the storage place for those pictures. You just buy a new SD card every time, or you put them on USB drives, or even some people still store them on CDs and DVDs, even though a lot of computers have stopped coming with those drives built in. But those can be those can be destroyed, whether through tornado or flood or just natural disaster, fire, or I don't know, you just lose it because we are human. So, what's the best way to save your pictures? Well, there's a few different ways, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, first off, I would consider myself extremely organized. I actually have a handful of clients that I have helped where their desktop essentially looks like a bunch of folders just everywhere, and you can't even tell what the background image is anymore. And I have helped them be able to clean up their computers, not just from pictures, but from files, and making sure that they keep the important and delete the unimportant and properly organize them so they're easy to find. So on top of just making sure that your pictures that you want to keep for a long time or keep for other people or keep to sell or whatever it is making sure that you organize them properly as well. Otherwise, you're just digging and digging and digging. I think we've all been there with our phones when you're trying to find a photo and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it is a pain. So we're going to go over that too, of how to properly organize your photos. And if this is the idea of doing this yourself is extremely overwhelming, you can always contact me. You can find my information below. You can contact me through my Instagram page where I do in-person tutorials, or you can find my email listed in the contact area of my YouTube homepage, and you can have me assist you if you trust me enough to do that. Either I can walk you through it via a Zoom call, or I can even do it for you via a software sharing app where you allow me access to your desktop, which a few of my clients have done, and it's been definitely a relief for them. So that's an option as well, in case we're going through this and you're like, yeah, I need this done, but I cannot do this myself. There's a lot of pictures that I have taken, and that's something that we can do together. No worries. I'm patient. I'm happy to hold your hand. So when it comes to archiving your images. Now, like I said, there are a lot of people that save just on their SD cards or USB drive or CDs or DVDs. And while that is great for a temporary solution, maybe moving files from one area to another, I definitely wouldn't depend on those sources as this is a forever home to save these photos for a later use. What you need to look into is actually an external hard drive. Now, external disk drives, like these, are great for a couple years, but if you get something a little bit more expensive, which is a solid state hard drive, that's going to last you for a longer term and typically holds more. And you don't typically want to travel with these. Now, solid states are generally safe to travel with, but disk drives, the dangerous part of those and why they don't last as long as there's physical disks inside of those drives that if dropped or jumbled or fumbled out of your hands just right, those discs can dislodge and corrupt everything and allow you, and unfortunately you lose those images. Corrupted images cannot be retrieved. So if you have a lot of photos and a lot of important photos at that, a solid state is definitely worth the investment. Mine personally is stored inside my computer, so it's almost like I'm saving it to my computer, but it's not my computer's storage, so I don't have any issues with it bogging down or having issues editing my videos, which takes a lot of processing power. If I were to store all of my photos, which I'll show you guys just, kind of a little bit of what I have organized here. If I had all those saved to the computer, one, there wouldn't be enough room. I definitely don't have enough storage on this computer for how many pictures I have, considering I have 2 terabytes worth of storage on my external hard drive. But it just would, my computer wouldn't function. It would have a hard time turning on, so definitely getting an external hard drive is a great option, especially a solid state. Now, there's also the option of doing a online service. Now, I always recommend actually doubling up. So if you have, you always want to have at least one hard source and at least one soft source. The hard source would be those external hard drives, USB, DVD, CD, and the soft sources would be like Google Drive, Adobe Lightroom, Apple, OneDrive, Dropbox, Flickr. There's quite a few options. And what's so great about those versus your hard drives is you can typically access these anywhere. So, for example, if we go into my Adobe Lightroom, I keep everything organized in albums here or in folders. So like I have everything that has to do with my tutoring, everything that has to do with like my professional photography, if I get hired as a photographer, other photographers and companies that I've helped. And then I have like my personal file. So I have like my YouTube file at the bottom here. And that is all of these. All of these pictures are for YouTube, from cameras to, whatever. And what's so great is say, hey, my friend Heather, who I know that you guys have seen in the past, Heather, say she was like, hey, Heather, remember that photo shoot that we did where I had the black fur and it was during fall and all the leaves were yellow? Can you send me one of those pictures? I can access it from the Adobe Lightroom app on my phone, save it to my phone, and share it accordingly. I don't have to be like, oh, when I get home, I'll try and find it and all that. I could do it remotely, and that's so great about having a soft source. The other option is doing another soft version. So maybe say you don't like taking photos in RAW, so there's no reason for you to invest in paying for Lightroom every month or year. There's also less expensive options for storage only, which, for example, you could do Google Drive. I enjoy Google Drive. So that's the primary one that I do. And I also organize it into folders. So typically I will put like, so I went to Sitka last month, and there was this lady there who has a hot dog stand, and I asked if I could take some pictures for her to help her business. And so I make a file here, and then I will share that file so she's able to download and do whatever she wants with it directly from Google Drive, and she can access it there. I can also access Google Drive through my phone. So again, just like Lightroom, I can download one of the pictures that I have uploaded from my computer onto Google Drive. I can download that to my phone through the Google Drive app and share that or post it or whatever I want to do with it. So anything from their own files to my other memories to my forever photography to YouTube, everything's on there. So that's what's so great about using soft drives. Now, let's go ahead and get into organizing. So naturally, I use Windows. I have an iPhone. I have an Apple Watch, but I prefer, for my own preferences, to use Windows for a computer. Now you can still do this on an Apple computer, and if you ended up reaching out and needing assistance, I can help you with an Apple computer, so don't think I can't. But for example, so this is my YouTube file in my external hard drive, and this has everything that I have done for YouTube or I'm going to do for YouTube. So from the very beginning, episode 1, my intro, we go down to something more recent, like my vlog that's coming up, vlog number 28, the search for the white raven. I have everything in here that I need, from all my video clips that I need to tie together, to my thumbnail, which I've already designed, to the original files, which are the raw files, and the edited files, which are just the converted form back to JPEG. Everything is there. I know exactly where to find it. Okay, I need to edit for YouTube. I go to YouTube. I go, okay, where am I at? Right now I'm recording, archiving, and organizing. So that's what I'm gonna access, and that's where I'm gonna edit and save all of my edits too. Versus if we go to my forever photography folder. So I have a forever photography folder inside my external hard drive as well. So if I wanted to find someone's photos, because I do a little bit of everything, I have one for automotive photography, one for baby showers, band photos, birthday parties, bridal showers, Christmas card photos, company pictures, even contests that I've done if I want to go back and find the pictures that I turned into a certain contest, couples, engagements, family portraits, even like some free time photos that I would consider are on the more professional line versus something that's just like for my own memories. Then that's where I would put them there. Funerals and ash scattering. So any of those that I want to find are there. So for example, if I go into, say, company pictures, now I have individual folders for, different events. So for a salon and spa, I did their wine stroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. For a business owner who started a food truck, but for Fruitopia, I did some pictures and stuff for her. For some companies needed their headshots done, edited those for them, and I can access all of these through here and be able to get their videos, get their edited photos, and all of those are ready to send or access. And typically I'll hold on to, I have files in here as old as 2011 in this particular folder. So I hold on to files for a very long time, and I should probably go through them and maybe get rid of some. That's for another time, but for now, I know where everything is. And then I have one more file that I imagine everybody would find some use for, and that's my other memorable photos. And you can name this like family and friends. You can name this whatever you want, but this is, to me, this is like my archival of my life, my adventures, my friends and family, my pets. I have recipes in here. I have my wish list of things I've taken pictures of or screenshots of that I would like to get for Christmas or something like that. Um, Paintings and drawings, because as an artist, I also like to paint. I like to draw. I like to do other things, so I like to store those. And even like locations. So if you travel a lot, I have Alaska here, I have California here, I have Nevada here, I have Hawaii here, and then even like for family and friends. So as you guys know, my brother passed away a couple years ago. Thank goodness I was able to access my family file, go into family and siblings, go into my brother, and I even separated it by year. Lower that there. So yeah, I've even separated it by year from the time that he was born to the time that he passed away. And I was able to go through and make a slideshow for, for his remembrance of life ceremony. So it's stuff like that that can make things a lot easier, especially in those really hard times where everything seems so scattered, is making sure that those are organized. Or maybe on a lighter note, it's for a friend's birthday, a huge milestone in their life. So you access your friend's file, say I access Heather's file. I got tons of photos of me and Heather. And I haven't exactly organized these by year quite yet. That is still a process for me, but there is only 181 photos here. So it wouldn't be hard to find what I'm looking for, especially if I file it by date, which generally does the job. But yeah, no, if you organize it by year, then you're golden, right? Because then you have a progression. So it's work, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to like someone going, hey, oh my gosh, do you remember that one time? And you're like, oh, I think I have a picture of that. Instead of going like, I gotta look through these hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pictures, it's all saved. And you actually might notice, see, do I still have it on here? Random, no. So I'll even, from time to time, save all the pictures from my iPhone. So if I go to iCloud.com, or if you're already on Apple, you can go to your Photos app, save all the photos that you've taken since the last time you went through them. And for you guys, it might be 6 to 10 photos. And organize them into your already made folders. And while going through that, you go, oh, it's a photo of a tree. Probably not important. It was pretty at the time. I don't need it. And you can delete it. And once you take all of those from your Photos app and put them on your external hard drive, now if you're using Photos as your online backup, keep it. I don't use mine as my online backup because I use Google Drive. So what I tend to do is after I've done that, I will go through and delete all the photos that I don't want to keep on my phone for a specific reason. And then I'm not scrolling through all those pictures. Or you can even do the same on your phone. You can actually make albums on your phone and organize your pictures into those instead of going to your recents folder and scrolling. So there's a lot of benefit to organizing your pictures and having a cleaned up desktop overall, especially. And you can always put specific folders. Like I have my photography, my other memories, my YouTube folder on my desktop, but it's better than all of the files being spread all over the place and I can readily access them. But notice that it's not the actual file, it's a shortcut to the file, right? So if you guys have questions, if you need some extra help in getting your files organized, they've taken over your life, or hey, maybe you need help putting together a slideshow or a photo book or anything like that with the upcoming holidays coming up. Again, I'm happy to help. Contact me, we'll work something out, and we'll get you feel a little bit less overwhelmed when it comes to accessing your photos. Until next time, keep your eye out for inspiration, Shutterbugs. Bye.